I'm Divine with For My People. Today's guest is a leader, mentor, uplifter of our community. He is the executive director of Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. And he is also a music producer, writer of a band here in Detroit by the name of Molly Wop. Some of you know him as Baba, some of you know him as friend, and all of us know him as brother. It is my honor and pleasure, to introduce one of my mentors, Malik Yakiti.
One of the programs the Detroit Black Community Food Security operates is D-Town Farm, which is the largest farm in the city of Detroit at 7 acres. We grow more than 30 different fruits and vegetables, and more importantly, we're training new cadres each year of young farmers who will be able to participate in the urban agriculture movement. One of the reasons that urban agriculture is so important now is because we have huge concentrations of people in metropolitan areas all around the world, so we need to grow food closer to where people are. And it's always been important that black people in the United States and throughout the world know how to grow our own food so that we can be more self-reliant. So at D-Town Farm, we do many things. We have a solar energy station where we're modeling the use of sustainable energy. We have a rainwater retention pond that can capture tens of thousands of gallons of rainwater. We have a large-scale compost operation. We have what's called hoop houses, or sometimes they're called passive solar greenhouses that can be used to extend the growing season. We do beekeeping, and we do lots and lots of agritourism, exposing people to the great potential of urban agriculture. On September 16th and 17th, we'll have our 11th annual D-Town Farm Harvest Festival from noon until 6 p.m. On both days, we'll have learn shops that teach people about various aspects of gardening, herbalism, and health. We'll have speakers and live bands. On Saturday the 16th, we'll have the great Isis DeMille, a vocalist who's making quite a splash around the town. And on Sunday the 17th, we'll have Karanji Soul Water bringing their musical offerings. In addition to that, we have a farmers market, we have craft vendors, we have food vendors, and we have lots and lots of fellowship. So we would encourage people to come out to D-Town Farm to our 11th annual Harvest Festival. We also advise people who are interested in starting gardens in their backyards or on side lots on how to go about doing that. And we encourage people to come and volunteer with us at the farm on Saturday and Sunday mornings, Saturdays from 8 a.m. until noon, and Sundays from 9 a.m. until noon, so that they can see the techniques that we use at D-Town Farm, and they can then begin to take those techniques and use them as they begin their own projects. The other thing that the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network is working on is a project on Woodward Avenue called the Detroit Food Commons on the corner of Woodward and Euclid. It's about an $11 million project that we're spearheading, which will be new construction, a new building, the cornerstone of which will be the Detroit People's Food Co-op, a cooperatively owned grocery store that will emphasize healthy food options. But also in the building, we'll have an incubator food kitchen with 4 workstations for aspiring food entrepreneurs, a 50-seat cafe, a 6,000 square foot community meeting space, and we're moving the offices of the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network into that building. The cooperative grocery store is extremely important because right now in the city of Detroit, there are no black-owned grocery stores. And most of the stores in our community operate on an extractive basis. The people who own the stores don't live in our community. They extract profits from our community and take it to the communities in which they live. Our community thus becomes depleted of resources, and we essentially become the lifeline for other people who are making money off of us. So in the face of gentrification and the overwhelmingly white male-led development in the city of Detroit, a project like the Detroit Food Commons and the Detroit People's Food Co-op is an important alternative which is designed to both empower the black community and also circulate wealth within the black community. So we encourage people to become a member owner of the Detroit People's Food Co-op, and you can get information on how to do that by calling our office at 313-345-3663. Again, that number is 313-345-3663. 3663, or you can go to our website, which is www.detroitblackfoodsecurity.org. Again, that's www.detroitblackfoodsecurity.org. So we hope to see you at our Harvest Festival this weekend at D-Town Farm. D-Town Farm is located on the western edge of Rouge Park at 14027 West Outer Drive between Plymouth and Chicago. And again, we'll have all kinds of activities. It's a family-friendly event. We have a children's village set up so that we have crafts for children. We'll be doing herbalism classes for children, classes on beekeeping for children. For the second year, we'll have a horse. Children will be able to get rides on the horse, and we'll have hay rides, and again, all kinds of activities for the adults. So if you're interested in urban agriculture, if you're interested in healthy eating, if you're interested in Black community self-reliance and self-sufficiency, we would encourage you to join us at D-Town Farm September 16th and 17th from noon until 6 p.m. each day.
Hi, I'm Divine.
And I'm Malik Yakini, and we're here to talk to you about September is Black Reading Month. Every September since 1981, Detroiters have participated in the annual Black Reading Month celebration, which encourages them to read Black books and magazines and to turn off the TV during the entire month of September, except for television shows like For My People.
And we're holding our third Black Literary Forum, which will be on Thursday, September the 28th, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This time, we're going to hold a roundtable discussion. So everyone from the literary world, Black literary world, authors, writers, book publishers, newspaper printers, magazine printers, we invite you all to come out and join us at the Wright Museum, and that is Thursday, September the 28th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Black reading is crucial for Black survival.
I'm Divine.
And I'm Malik.
And this is For My People.
So I have the pleasure of leading a band in Detroit called Mollywop. And Mollywop is a band that plays a variety of musical styles. In fact, sometimes I like to say we're a genre-defying band. So many people associate me with reggae because I played in reggae bands around the city for the last 30 years. And I still love reggae, but I love other musical styles as well. So in Mollywop, we play lots and lots of funk. We play soul. We have hip-hop influences. We have some rock influences in our music. And we're really reclaiming all that. A lot of times people think that rock is white music. And we're saying all of that's ours. We created it. We're taking ownership of it. And we unabashedly and unashamedly embrace and play all of those musical styles. So Mollywop has been creating quite a splash around the city of Detroit. We've been playing at a number of clubs around the city and developed a pretty loyal following. We'll be playing again on Saturday, September 23rd at PJ's Lager House on Michigan Avenue near Trumbull. And the doors for that show open at 8 o'clock. The music actually starts at 9 o'clock. Opening the show for us will be G Mac and Money Wells, two conscious hip-hop artists who both perform individually, but they also perform with Mollywop as well. So Money Wells actually is my oldest son, so it's such a pleasure to have this intergenerational musical dialogue happening between me and my son, and between the various kind of genres, the hip-hop generation that he grew up in and the funk generation that I grew up in. So we have a number of accomplished musicians who perform in Mollywop. I play guitar and lead the band. We have a brother named Ufuma Akili, who's the bass player. Sister Aisha Ellis is the drummer. A very accomplished pianist, Zion Israel, is the keyboard player. And then we have 4 vocalists who perform with us. And so on this particular show, we'll have Solar Liquid, we'll have Venus Sky, Ayodele Bakari, and Isis DeMille. Yeah, so we'll have 4 vocalists performing with us. And so the band has a very unique sound because we have a very tight, hard-driving band, and then we have those sweet vocal harmonies, and then we also have the MCs, Money Wells and G Mac, who add the hip-hop element to the music. So the shows are always a rocking musical experience. There's a lot of improvisation that takes place, so no 2 shows are ever the same. So we're very much grounded in the black tradition of improvisation. We're also very much influenced by black musicians from the city of Detroit, such as Harold McKinney and Marcus Belgrave, and those who created the Tribe, which was an independent music production unit. And so I feel very fortunate to have sat at the feet of Harold McKinney in particular, and to have learned those lessons about the importance of independent black music production. And so typically when we give shows at a club, we're the promoter for the show. We get paid from the door, and then we pay the club fee for the use of the sound system. And so we're really independent producers who are using various venues throughout the city to promote our music. So we would encourage you, if you think that conscious black independent music is important, to come out and support Mollywop, to like us on Facebook, and also to come out to our show on Saturday, September 23rd at PJ's Lager House on Michigan Avenue near Trumbull.
Hi, I'm Divine.
And I'm Malik Yakini, and we're here to talk to you about September is Black Reading Month. Every September since 1981, Detroiters have participated in the annual Black Reading Month celebration, which encourages them to read black books and magazines and to turn off the TV during the entire month of September, except for television shows like For My People.
And we're holding our 3rd Black Literary Forum, which will be on Thursday, September the 28th, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This time, we're going to hold a roundtable discussion. So everyone from the literary world, black literary world, authors, writers, book publishers, newspaper printers, magazine printers, we invite you all to come out and join us at the Wright Museum, and that is Thursday, September the 28th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Black reading is crucial for black survival.
I'm Divine.
And I'm Malik.
And this is For My People.
The Saturday Irregulars, an urban think tank, meets weekly from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. across the street from Belle Isle at the northeast intersection of East Jefferson and East Grand Boulevard. No leaders, no elections, no officers, no dues, no in-groups. Thinkers and students are welcome. A choice, not an option.
This is another Project B.A.I.T. news analysis, the Rambo Report for my people. First, I want to thank all of you in our audience for tuning in. But I especially want to thank the fellow on the bus, the colleague. I happened to sit down next to him because we were both on the bus going somewhere or another, the D-Dot. And the great thing about him is that when he talks to me about For My People, he talks about the interviews. That is, he knows them in depth. And I hope that you, though I probably don't see you on the bus that often, I hope that you are affected and understand what we're trying to do here at For My People. I know we've had recently Malik Yakini, one of the, what I call the young leaders, a young brother who of the few people I claim as proteges, he's one of them. And so we are constantly supportive of his work and his production for the next generation. And we also want to claim you, because we're producing this September is Black Reading Month program at the Wright Museum. And what we're doing at the Wright, our third Black Literacy Forum, is a continuation, is a growth process. You see, one of the things you have to do is analyze what you're involved in and what others are involved in. And over the years, decades, we've found that most of the programs you go to, there'll be one speaker and a lot of audience, okay? Now, that is a very weak form of communication and education. And yet it is repeated over and over and over again in our community, which is in dire need of educational development. But we'll take, and it doesn't matter who it is, an educator, a historian, or what have you, a preacher, an activist, and you'll get one of them up there. And they'll speak and speak and speak, and then all of a sudden at the end, they'll finish, and they'll have 2 minutes for a question and answer or discussion. And the discussion part tends to be two things. It is the best educator because there's interaction. And it is more accurate because it focuses and limits the ego. If you have one person speaking, they're overblown. I mean, like here, all I'm doing is talking me. I hope it's pretty good, but it's still not as good as when we used to have two people up here, an interviewer and a interviewee. Well, the next stage we went to, as part of our growth in the educational process, is the panel discussion. And in our first two panel discussions, okay, we had, for our Black Literacy Forum, we had 4 panelists and a moderator and an audience. And in the second one, we had 5 panelists, a moderator, me, and an audience. Well, one thing in the audience we noticed is that several of the people got up and, as such, made a presentation. And so we watched that a couple times and thought, well, on this one, our third literacy forum, it's going to be a round table. And it's not going to, at least that's the plan, it's not going to even be audience and panel. It's going to be round table. So we were planning in advance for the audience to be a panel, or those who are in the audience who have enough information and background in the literary arts to participate as such as panelists, as a round table. And so whether we have 3 or 4 quote-unquote panelists or we have a dozen, it is the form. Because the proverb says form is content. And most of our quote-unquote leaders don't really have an effective understanding of that. Form is content. We do. And it's something we've learned by presenting, okay, by teaching. Because, the teacher in the classroom in September is a one-person presenter, okay? The teacher is there by himself or herself, and it's always virtually their point of view. And one of the challenges I had when I was teaching, both in junior high, high school, and college, was diminishing the role of me as the teacher and enhancing the role of the student as teacher for himself or herself, but also sharing their point of view, the student point of view, with all of the other students in the class. That proved very difficult. Difficult for the students because they weren't used to assuming a teachership role. That is, specifically and most importantly, teaching themselves, okay, individually and then collectively. And the teacher sharing that. So that's what we do in our literacy forums, all right? That's what we did in our educational forum about the Northern High School 1966 walkout and Freedom School. Because involving the student in the teaching process is always the best method for the learning experience. This has been another Project B.A.I.T. News Analysis, the Rambo Report for my people.
Hi, I'm Divine.
And I'm Malik Yakini, and we're here to talk to you about September is Black Reading Month. Every September since 1981, Detroiters have participated in the annual Black Reading Month celebration, which encourages them to read black books and magazines and to turn off the TV during the entire month of September, except for television shows like For My People.
And we're holding our third Black Literary Forum, which will be on Thursday, September the 28th, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This time, we're going to hold a roundtable discussion. So everyone from the literary world, Black literary world, authors, writers, book publishers, newspaper printers, magazine printers, we invite you all to come out and join us at the Wright Museum, and that is Thursday, September the 28th, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Black reading is crucial for Black survival.
I'm Divine.
And I'm Malik.
And this is For My People.
Little Rock Baptist Church. Come and receive your blessings at the historic Little Rock Baptist Church, 9000 Woodward Avenue, 313-872-2900. Worship services are 10 a.m. and Sunday school 8:45 a.m. Enjoy an experience that will warm your heart and feed your spiritual soul. Little Rock Baptist Church.